Sorry, I forgot to unmute the mic and the software over there. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the best, worst show on the internet. And that's why it's the best, worst show right there, because we give zero fucks. That's why. So welcome back. Hopefully you guys are ready for another exciting episode of the show, because we're going to be doing show shit today. Look at that. We already got bits coming in right here on the Twitch. Who even watches on Twitch? No one here yet. That's why he watches on Twitch, because there's no one there yet besides him. Either way, my bad. Whatever. We're always excited to be doing the best, worst show for you and having fun. As you noticed, we pulled out the old intro with the flaming OCs. Yeah, the flaming OCs. Yeah, I like Flaming Osis. That's the Flaming Osis. You can find it on YouTube. That song's called Flight of the Flamingo or whatever. I just don't care anymore, because I started to realize that, I don't even make any money off of ads on YouTube anyway. So, like, if the monetization goes to him, maybe they'll make the video go bigger because they want to, get his music out there. And then, he gets the monetization on it. And then I just don't have to worry about, that part of it, because, like, they're going to run ad on this shit anyway. Might as well go to somebody that they actually want to promote. You know what I'm saying? Also, there was this thing where they say you're not supposed to cuss in, like, the first 7 seconds of the video. And I think we just covered that, actually. We just covered it. Yeah. We just covered it. So, wait. I'm supposed to be doing a show or something. Yeah. I'm supposed to be doing a show. That's what I was supposed to be doing. Although, now that I'm here, I've kind of lost my train of thought. That shit happens sometimes. Either way, I guess we should, like, shout out to all these people in the chat. There's this, like, pixel person, someone named Biscuits and Holes, that apparently is from Texas. I think that's Buddy Christ. Their profile picture is what we would call the Buddy Christ. And then we got this pixel person right here that's just like, ring. And then we have the Eureka person right here. And then whoever this is, Shouting at Clouds. New subscriber. Welcome, Shouting at Clouds, to the best, worst show on the internet, where we do stuff. And then we got Super Guy Rob. Yeah. Don't forget, fucking no one here yet. MVP dropping money on me. Those are the best ones right there. You really want to get on my good side? Throw money at me. Just try it. You will like be like, wow. And then we got Shouting at Clouds. He's like, free Defango. Why are we freeing Defango? When am I not free right now? Did I just get locked out of Twitter or whatever? Let me check real quick. Nope. Still in. Woo! And then, yes, we got, CV over here. We got CV. CV's always here. Our illustrious landlord or whatever. Although I'm a horrible tenant, probably. And then we have Angel A. Pavlov's Corn Dog. Hey, yo, I'm just going to tell you right now, that name is way too fucking long, okay? That name's way too long. Shorten it up. And then thanks to Zero Tolerance for the new followers. Zero Tolerance for what? Like, Nazis? Bad words? Zero Tolerance for what? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I think we'll figure it out or whatever. Anyways, Jassy Joe made it. Yeah, you made it. You're not late and complaining about it in the chat. Congratulations. We go way back. And then we got somebody throwing more bits at us over here. Cherie, thanks for throwing money at us. I like when people throw money at me. That makes me feel good about myself. No, I do not feel like a whore or a prostitute. But, if you want me to get naked, just ask or whatever. I'm just telling you right now. It's not. You're just going to be like, he's hairy. It's weird. I'm just going to be like, that's just what a regular dude looks like. God damn it. Well, now we should probably actually talk about the actual news or whatever, because I do have links up here that I was going to talk to you guys about or whatever. But, we're having so much fun doing whatever this is because, when you do a show, you're supposed to have it all put together and stuff. And you're supposed to have like a whole process or whatever. But, it's fine. It's fine. There's a lot of news. There's news. We should probably talk about the news. Obviously, we have some updates in the illustrious Eliza Blue situation. Damn, son. I still can't believe that shit got all big like that. And then I've been seeing Arturo out there trying to talk some shit. I'm all like, what you fucking mad, Arturo? Did I got more followers than you? Bitch. Whatever. Go ahead, Arturo. Say everything you want to say. I'll fucking take all your tweets and link them in the thread, even though I can't see them. I'll fucking do it. Leah, you gonna do that shit too, you out there? I don't know if your bitch ass is out there, but if you are, I'm waiting, baby. I'm waiting. I want to put all those things. I want to send people to you, be like, dude, you want to go talk to somebody that hates me and you want to get all the dirty goss? Go to these two fuckers. They're just... Mwah. Chef's kiss. If you're looking for haters of the highest degree, go to them. Whatever. What else you got? There's been some attacks and there's been some terror. There's just been a lot. Actually, there's just been a lot of things that have been happening that we gotta, cover. Yeah. Tank. I don't know why your feet smell, bro. I don't know why, actually. Yeah, you miss Lestat? I miss Lestat, too. I wish you would just come back and, stop being an asshole. Just be all like, come on, let's just come up together. I'm pretty sure that we could just be all like, check out all this dude's cool artwork and stuff. He also really hates QAnon and shit like that. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm holding out for a redemption arc for that kid, but that shit ain't up to me, dog. That shit is not up to motherfucking me. If it was, well, you know. So, did you guys know that we're pretty close to World War III? Does anybody realize that or whatever? I know we really haven't talked about that in a while, but I figured, let's just talk with that. Yeah, let's just start with that. Yeah. I keep on getting information, we keep on hearing things. I just did a podcast with a good old friend of ours, Mr. Atlas Gaming. Yeah, Atlas Gaming. I know you guys probably you're like, who the hell is that? And I'm just like, that's fine. You're going to find out. He does podcasts. We do a podcast where we talk about Star Citizen and some other stuff, but he's been talking about that Ukraine war and putting out all this information. And I mean, guys, like, Germany is like sending tanks. We are sending tanks. There's like Ukrainians in the United States learning how to operate United States tanks. And then we have like other Ukrainians in another place operating other tanks. And then Zelensky's out there talking about how, this is really great. You can bring your business to Ukraine, and you bring your business to Ukraine. And we got PMCs. We got all that good shit. And I mean, it just feels so much like a Metal Gear Solid video game. I don't know if anybody else out there has ever played Metal Gear Solid before, but this totally feels like Metal Gear Solid. Oh, and today's episode of Defango is brought to you in part by this G Fuel that I bought. It's sugar-free, though. I'm not a fan of sugar-free shit, but it actually still tastes pretty blueberry or whatever. I think this is Phaseberry. Totally not sponsor competent. I just saw this shit at the store, and the one that I usually get wasn't there, so I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. Guess what? Sucks. Well, it doesn't suck, but it's not like the greatest. I mean, I probably won't buy another one unless I really feel like it. But yeah, I hear people love G Fuel. Yeah, so yeah, dude, hit me up. But use my G Fuel code Defango. One person's gonna go there try to buy G Fuel, and they're gonna put like, this fucking code's not working because it's not real. What up, Russell Dufresne? Yeah, dude. If you guys only knew who that dude really was, then you guys would be like, "What the fuck? What?" Spoilers. Anyways, I guess we should get on to the news, right? Yeah. M1 Abrams tanks are being sent to Ukraine. Yeah, we're sending tanks to Ukraine, guys. Hey, man, what happened to all the tanks and shit that we put in Iraq? Oh, right. We lost all of them. I forgot. Whose fault was that? Was that my fault? Is that my fault? No, that's definitely not my fault. I'm going to go ahead and say that was Joe Biden's fault. Yeah. He's the president. We blame Trump for fucking everything for the last 4 years. I'm blaming Biden for it. And if you don't like it, well, tough titty. Don't care. Oops. Whatever. Yeah, but the U.S. cannot ship tanks immediately because the U.S. military does not have these tanks available in excess stocks, says the Pentagon. But the Pentagon intends to procure tanks through the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, USAI, meaning that it will buy Abrams tanks directly from the maker General Dynamics to then be shipped to Ukraine, a process that is going to take months. Wow, guys, our United States tax dollars are going right down out there to Ukraine with the tanks. But all right, they gotta fucking build them because they don't even got them. But yeah, General Dynamics, I bet you they're gonna be making money ass over fist. Yeah, dude, you got a General Dynamics around you? You want to build tanks? Go work for General Dynamics. They're going to need your ass because you're going to be building tanks for Ukraine. Like, we're moving into a wartime economy. Has anybody not noticed this? Like, we're spending more money on defense, except for it's not United States defense anymore. Now we're just, like, basically defending Ukraine. And all of the other NATO allies and stuff are coming forward and doing all of their shit. So now I'm kind of like, damn, son, Germany's, like, declaring war and shit, too. I mean, what are they going to come out and just say that that's what they're going to do? But the thing is if you've ever played any of the Metal Gear Solid games, this is exactly what, like, the big boss man wanted the whole entire time. He just wanted to have, like, this endless private contract military war thing happening forever, where it was just constantly people making money, selling arms, and it's really great. I mean, the Lord of the War dude is, already out of jail doing over there, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. We're spending this money. We're going to be getting all these tanks and stuff, but no, we're not. We're just funding them. They're building them, and then they're sending them directly over to Ukraine. They're never even going to hit our stockpile. What if we gave them all of our old shitty tanks and then we got all of the new tanks for us? And then we were like, hey, Ukraine, every time we get a new shiny tank, we give you an old shitty tank. Seems like a pretty fucking easy, let's get that done, right? Like, that doesn't seem wrong. That seems like it could work out pretty good, right? Instead of us sending our shit, brand new, never been used tank, why don't we send them the old shit that we use and then keep the new ones for ourselves? Or are these new tanks going to be shittier in some way that nobody knows? Oh, the contract. We're going to start using some of that Chinese steel that they used in the World Trade Centers and shit. Honestly, it's just makes me feel very, very, very weird. It makes me feel very, very not good. Yeah, it just makes me feel not good at all. And you know why I feel not good? Because last time I checked, I thought Russia was out of missiles. I feel like back in November of some time. Yeah, I feel like back in November, maybe it was earlier than that. I was reading articles from Politico that said that, Russia is running out of missiles. But then I'm getting these articles like this. But yeah, oh yeah, this is right here. This is it right here. This is actually from October 18th of 2022. So, they keep saying that Russia's running out of missiles, but the last time that I checked, Russia had not run out of missiles or whatever. I feel like they've been firing missiles the entire time. And this is like many months after they said that there was no missiles that were being fired. But then again, I keep pulling up videos like this that are on the Twitter where it's like breaking news. Huge explosion heard in the Ukrainian capital of Kiev. A lot of people gathered into metro stations and everything's overcrowded. And thanks for the subscription there, Boxy. A Boxy. Is that like that Boxy person, remember from back to the day? Oh, hi you guys. My name is Boxy. No, you guys probably don't remember that. That's an obscure internet reference. Cause that was from I was like 16. Oh, see, they even know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. So, the U.S. media says that Ukraine is or they're saying that Russia is out of missiles. Yet, I keep seeing these videos where they be dropping all these missiles, and it's like, when are they gonna run out? Where's it gonna be going? I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be going, but what I do know is that it ain't going fucking good. All I know is that I feel like the World War thing is getting even closer than it ever was before. Closer than it ever was. Is that what we say? Closer than it ever was? Yes, it is closer than it ever was before. Yeah. So that's okay. Just keep yourselves in mind, Remember, Joe Biden still got that out, bro. Like, he doesn't have to get elected, right? He doesn't have to get elected for the next term. He could just become a wartime president, right? Who gets rid of a wartime president? Just put that out there. Just, you picking up what I'm putting down? You smell what I'm picking up? Yeah. Apparently, there's some shit happening with this dude named Tyree Nichols, and the police chief of the whole entire thing. There was this guy named Tyree Nichols who apparently got stopped by a number of police officers on January 7th, and then they believe that the arrest led to the man's death, and it seems that this guy got the shit kicked out of him by a bunch of police officers. But I know what you're thinking. You're like, bad cops, white cops? No. It's actually they're all African American cops. But cops don't have race. All cops are bad.
Awaits the release of body cam video,
right?
Showing the final few moments of what led up to 29-year-old
thugs
Nichols' death while in police custody.
They beat the shit out of this dude
before they will
to
be joined
death
by civil rights attorney Ben Crump for a press conference scheduled for 1 p.m. Monday.
But I have spoken with several folks that actually have seen the video. I have been told that it is disgusting. It is damaging. It's not good, even slightly.
What happened after Nichols?
Oh, well, thanks for the subscription, B. Bonterhead. What the fuck was that name?
Was pulled over by police.
I'll read the name.
Still shrouded in uncertainty.
I'm gonna Sydney Watson that shit. That's what we're gonna call it from now on. Sydney Watson it, because she just reads out the names and whatever the chat message says. Like, she just reads it out. It's like reading a teleprompter. You could say the most heinous shit. Your username could be like, eats poop 37. She'll be like, eats poop 37 says.
With police immediately saying only there were 2 confrontations between Nichols and police after he was pulled over. An image of Nichols bruised and on oxygen emerging during a protest held by his family days after he died in the hospital, leaving the FBI and TBI to investigate those circumstances. That body cam video has been held tightly, with few having seen it, and some, like East Memphis Councilman Frank Holvett, getting an account of what it shows.
It's bad.
It's bad.
That was the one overarching comment that I heard.
Do you have any expectations?
Oh yeah, look at that. There's Atlas in the chat, although his messages aren't getting picked up by the fucking thingy or whatever. Well, the police thug's message. But yeah, he's editing our interview. We did an interview earlier.
Or any possible expectations about how the city might react to seeing this video next week?
The city, the government, law enforcement are prepared for any eventuality.
The status of the investigation is unknown to him. What we do know is that all 5 officers have been fired, and Colvette anticipates criminal charges resulting from a deep and independent investigation.
Yes, a deep and independent investigation.
We're all going to be very disgusted.
Independent investigation.
We're all going to be very disgusted. And
so I don't want to be hearing no bullshit about, like any of that, BS that we were seeing coming up. I mean, Black Lives Matter isn't even around anymore, right? Like that Patrice Cullors lady, she's not going to be doing anything because of this, right? And I mean, this is in Tennessee, so I'm not sure if we've actually seen massive riots in Tennessee before, but I'm not going to push it out. I just don't feel like the same energy is going to be put up for this one. Although I'm not saying that it should, but yeah, I mean, ultimately, that's 5 police officers beating the ever living crap out of a guy. And there's no indication that he should have ever gotten the shit kicked out of him like that. Like, mainly, no cop should ever be beating the crap out of anybody. It doesn't matter what color you are. I don't give a shit if you're purple or whatever. You're blue. Oh, you're an alien. You're a reptoid or whatever. I don't give a shit. Whatever. I don't want cops beating the shit out of you like that neither. That sucks. Nobody should have to endure that. But it happens every day. I just feel like, we're probably not going to get the same energy that we saw in some of these other events. Maybe, possibly, maybe I got a bad take there or whatever. I'm full of them. I just think that Jesus is like, yo, dude, something's going on right now. We're getting close to there being that political unrest thing going on, and it just doesn't feel very good. It doesn't feel very good considering that it's being reported by Raw News Alerts, who I follow on Twitter, who follows me back or whatever. That's pretty cool. But Georgia governor declares a state of emergency amid violent protests. What? I thought everything was cool as fuck over in Georgia. That's why I put in my freaking the name of the stream or whatever that everything's cool. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it says Project Veritas Breaks the Internet. Georgia's totally fine. Yeah, Georgia is totally fine. What do you mean Georgia's not totally fine? What do you mean there's a state of emergency by the governor, Brian Kemp, because protesters are in downtown Atlanta and 1,000 National Guard members have been activated up until February 9th to help, deal with the situation. So yeah, well now, Georgia, specifically out there in hot Atlanta, getting a little hot down there. Seems like there's some action going on. I don't know. I'm going to actually just, it's probably a real bad idea, but I'm just going to go ahead and click the little search button and then put Atlanta in and just, go to videos and see what we got. Gosh. Oh, wait. Look, dude, it's Andy No.
Rioting, by the way.
Oh. Oh, wait. There is actually shit going on in Atlanta.
Wait, who the hell is this? All right, I think that's the police rolling up.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to obstruct their project.
Greengrass just took off. Greengrass don't with the
Interesting. Is this summer going to be another summer of love?
Look, I've talked about it quite a bit. I don't know exactly what shape or whatever will happen, how it's going to happen. But we're at the point now where it's 2023 and we're hearing that not only have we graduated.
Dude, is Tim Pool going to go out to those riots and be with there with his fucking camera and shit?
We now have
that's the
people
kind of Tim Pool I want to see.
seize
Not this
property,
motherfucker.
big portions of land, shooting at.
Not this motherfucker. Okay, that's enough of you right now. We're going to have more Tim Pool later. I got to limit the amount of Tim Pool.
As even the chief himself said, this is a small group. This is also within this Defend the Forest
small
movement,
group.
There are no leaders, so people go off and do their own things. That doesn't.
Yeah, I'm definitely not the $10 million Tim Pool.
Justifiable, but I do think
no.
that you keep using these words violent, and it
Jim Pool? Who the hell's Jim Pool?
Or the only acts of violence against people that I saw were actually police tackling protesters.
Oh, really? So like CNN's like, nah, man, everything is cool. I wouldn't use the word violent for what's going on in Atlanta. It's just a highly motivated protest. It's mostly peaceful. God, where's the mostly peaceful protesters thing? Wait, I could probably just type it in here. Mostly peaceful protesters. Wait, tours? Did I spell that wrong? I probably spelled that wrong. Yeah, dude, mostly peaceful. Remember? You remember that shit? I remember that shit. That shit was mostly peaceful. But now? Yeah, see, look, it's just cops. Look at these fucking cops, man. Arresting people and shit. Bitches. I don't like them. So, yeah, I probably shouldn't get into a whole lot of that. But, yeah, apparently, well, shit, I was totally wrong, actually. Everything's not okay in Georgia. Georgia seems like it's getting a little heated. Yeah, heated. And as always, this is me telling you, human beings at home, I know it looks fun. To go out there and be a protester, do all that protesting shit, but I'm here to tell you right now, it's not a great idea. You may think you're a hero, but you might actually be a villain. Speaking of villains, Lunchy, what are you doing? Come here. You don't want to come over here? No? Okay. Sorry, Lunchy doesn't want to come over here right now. She's like, nah, I don't want to talk to those motherfuckers, Daddy. Get them out of here. Yeah. So, Jesus, that was just something there. I guess we should probably start talking about that other thing. I have to be very, very careful on how I proceed. So things I say might sound funny to you, but that's all right. I'm trying not to get censored. So Project Veritas seemingly broke the internet yesterday. Yeah. They apparently, had this guy that they were doing one of their, famous now investigative journalism gotcha moments, and they had an individual that I guess worked for Pfizer in some way, shape, or form. I mean, they showed all the documentation that showed that dude was working there, and he made some very I don't know, but yeah. Oh, you know what, Alice? That's actually a really great way of putting it. It was an IGD, investigative gay date, because for whatever reason, I don't know, lately it seems like all of these Project Veritas things that I've been watching have been like a gay date that has turned into like reporting or whatever, which I'm not exactly sure why that is, but okay. But yeah, they were making some very, very wild claims. Very, very wild claims. And I mean, the censorship robot seems to be going on. So, I don't want to promote it or say anything about it. Maybe we'll just go Twitch or Rumble only and talk about that later to be a little bit more, safe. But it seems that there's some things going on now out of that thing, because I guess like this dude got physical over the situation, saying that he was a liar and that you shouldn't believe anything that he actually said because he was just trying to get some ass. I mean, I guess that's probably the easiest thing, but, you know, like, there is a video that shows that, you know, this guy got extremely agitated with James O'Keefe. Mr. Jordan Tristan Walker allegedly works for Pfizer. Don't know if that's actually the truth. I mean, we saw all the internet stuff that said it was true, but, you know, we got to be safe here and say, I don't know. But yeah, it looks like, you know, this thing got a little bit heated because Mr. Tristan was like, yo, you fucked up, bro. You're like recording me. You can't record me. And then he like tried to steal James O'Keefe's iPad. Or yeah, there he goes right there. He stole James O'Keefe's iPad. Don't worry, it's not an iPad Pro. It's just one of them shitty regular iPads, you know. They made one of the new ones, but it's not an iPad Pro. It's not the one that he always uses. It's the one that he knows it's probably going to get fucked up. But, you know, like, they honey trapped this motherfucker. That's basically what it is. You know, it's basically what it is, actually, is that they pulled a honey trapping operation on this. And then I was actually kind of surprised at all of it because I was trying to like figure out exactly what was happening with the censorship around this particular thing. And I got some pretty interesting stuff, I feel like, that I pulled up when I was just kind of looking at it the other day, and we could look at it again for sure, but I did do a Twitter thread on it so that people could actually go look at it, because when this came out, you know, the search results for everything seemed to be pretty, well, manipulated, like no trusted sources, and then the only trusted source that they were actually linking to was that according to secret records from Project Veritas, employees talk about the plank, and basically it's an article from Point Eater saying that the Project Veritas situation is very misleading. Yes, very misleading. I didn't think that it was that misleading, but then again, you know, like, I gotta believe what they say, and it's like, you could go directly to Veritas's like Twitter. You could type in Project Veritas into Google, and it'll get you right there to what you wanted to do. But if you typed in Project Veritas Pfizer, just all of a sudden there's nothing. There's nothing. All of a sudden the things are nothing. So I was looking at that Pointer article trying to figure out what was actually kind of happening with that. And I mean, they were just like, it's misleading. It was fact checked by their myth detector. And I'm just like, oh, cool. And then I thought it was even weirder that, you know, it was in Georgia, Georgia's the place where everything's mostly peaceful happening or whatever. You know, there's those mostly peaceful protests that are happening in Georgia out there in hot Atlanta. So I don't know if there's any connection to any of this thing. I just thought that was a careful coincidence that I would point out to you guys because it seems kind of weird. And what's up, Lucky Burrito? I see you. I'll be going on this person's show, I believe, this weekend in just a couple of days to talk about the Eliza Blue situation. Make sure you get in there and go throw them a follow. Better go do that shit. If not, you know, better watch out. Better watch out. So yeah, there's a lot here. We got to be real careful about how we're talking about any of this stuff because obviously there's a lot of censorship that's happening. And I even saw it on actual YouTube itself where, you know, you go look for it and you weren't even getting videos. Like there's lots of videos that are getting uploaded to YouTube about this particular topic. And not a single one recently is showing up on the feed. It was like blacked out for an entire year, actually. So, and then, you know, you go to upload date or, you know, since the upload now time button under there, if you ever go to YouTube, you can actually look up stuff like that, change it, and you'll see all of them. But it's like, dude, the censorship like is on a level that is unheard of right now. Okay. This shit is just kind of like crazy to me in a lot of ways because it's the vax, right? It's the vaccines and it's the everything. And this seems to be getting people on in some kind of way, no matter what their thoughts and prayers. Everybody knows that me, I'm unvaccinated or whatever, happily unvaccinated, but that's just because I'm not like you. I have secrets. No, I don't have secrets. I don't get the fucking flu shot. Like, yeah, so, whatever. Oh, what? I can't participate in regular society? Oh, damn. Not like I was doing that anyway. I mean, it is what it is, though. It is what it is. I figured this is a big story. It is a big story that I want to talk about in much greater depth, but can't do that on YouTube, censorship, all that other stuff. Don't want to get another strike or anything like that. So I figured I would just bring it up, be like, hey guys, I know that you're aware of this. I am also aware of this. Together, our awareness together shall equal something, if anything. Yeah. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, now that we've gotten that shit out the way, yeah. It's just weird, man. We saw what happened. We've seen the level of censorship and how they're going to it. So it's like, just be smart about what you're talking about online, because not only have we been seeing the censorship levels go into overdrive on, one end of things, we've also seen the same thing happening on Twitter. And that's just even crazier, because Elon Musk has been saying that, oh, Twitter's about free speech. I'm a free speech extremist. And then now all of us are sitting there looking at it and be like, oh, yeah? Yeah, free speech extremist? Yeah, I got rid of my freaking, shit, dog. I ain't playing that shit no more. Nope. Nuh-uh. No way, dude. No more $8 check mark for me, bro. Hell nah. Hell nah. Some fucked up shit, honestly. I thought that we were going to have to actually worry about not having to worry about it, but now we're actually having to worry about it, and it really sucks. Because this Eliza Blue situation has kind of blown this whole thing out of proportion. You know how I know that it's blown shit out of proportion? Is because people that don't even like me, that have every reason to make up in their minds to hate me, are giving me props. That's how I know this shit is fucked up, okay? I don't know what happened. I don't know what we did, whatever, but, things are getting there. And then I told you guys that we were going to see Tim Pool again. So somebody passed this over to me earlier today, and it sounds like finally Tim Pool has opened his face hole about this whole Eliza Blue situation. I know what you're thinking. You weren't expecting it or whatever. Neither was I, but it's more than we got it's more than what we got out of the Jack Murphy situation. All right. They didn't say nothing about the Jack Murphy situation. They just quietly slept that shit under the rug, and that was it. And we seemingly got to Mr. Beanie Man. I'm not going to say I did it, because it was obviously not fucking me. But you know what? Brittany Venti, namely Jeremy from the Cornery, seems to have gotten to old Mr. Beanie Man.
Hold on.
And
He is? Really? Can you pull it up?
just to point it out to you that this shit's crazy, that, we're getting Brittany Venti and the Quartering on streams together now. I mean, damn, Jeremy, come down over here, stream with me, bro. Come on, dude. Sorry, but I know my place or whatever. I'm not super sexy, big chichis or whatever. Jeremy's married, by the way, but you know what? He's always helping out those smaller creators. Tell you what. But yes, Jeremy was on Jeremy was on with Brittany Venti. They were like co-streaming. Totally fucking wild, like, world we're living in now. But they actually pulled it up on their stream and somebody clipped it, and it's Tim Pool basically talking about the situation, even though
that, like, we're not literally going to hand the baby a gun. Of course.
Well, and yeah, of course he was talking about handing a baby a gun.
It'll be like, new mom. I wonder if we'll ever see her right here.
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
She might win one this time.
Okay, hold on.
Down.
That's a
I don't know
perfect
too much
little.
of the details.
My
But-
understanding.
Make sure
is
you go
he knows
to
all the details. I told
Shampoo
him.
Venom.
they posted the video. Of
Who the
Eliza
fuck that is?
All right,
from back
Phil.
in the day when she'd made some kind of. It wasn't. She wasn't nude or anything, but she was fairly scantily clad. And
Can you hear Brittany?
Jeremy, Jeremy was supposed to be on the show. I found out yesterday that he was not coming on the show. And what had happened was he was confirmed for the show
Can you
initially.
hear this, Brittany?
But then it was like something happened because I was talking to him directly and he was like,
Brittany
I'll come out,
Venti
this
has
Wednesday.
died
And we're
for
like,
my
"Yes."
sins.
And this was like a month or two ago. And then he was like, hey, I can't actually make it out. Let's schedule actually in advance. So we scheduled
I just really like her hair. It's very curly.
to the end of the month. And then
Curly hair is
Jeremy
cool.
never got back to Cassandra
He's right.
who does booking with
He's
any
right.
travel information. And she tried to reach out to him. I guess Jeremy said he flaked and he apologizes.
Yep.
And that he
I
just
do.
didn't get back in time. We booked things pretty far in advance. So after a few emails, Cassandra didn't hear back. She was like, hey, if we don't hear back from you, we'll have to book somebody else.
Holy
ended
shit!
up booking
It's
somebody else.
fucking grifty. Look at that. It's grifty. That dude's on Twitter. I recognize that little fucking face right there. Fucking that dude's wild.
Jeremy's welcome to come here anytime he wants. I told him, bro, you got to come out here. We're supposed to talk coffee.
I
Man.
don't even know if he's a
But,
dude. I'm just saying
open
he's a
invite.
dude. That dude's wild. He could
Obviously,
be he could be a
booked
fine
up,
chick. I'd still be like,
we
that
booked
dude's
up decently
wild.
far in advance, like a month and a half or so.
Britt, can
Not
you hear this?
misgender is
Yeah,
somebody.
I heard all of that.
Okay.
I'm being
So
funny.
It kind of sucks that we couldn't get Jeremy out, but anytime Jeremy wants to come on, we'll try and figure out how to make it work. We do get cancellations sometimes, so.
Eliza Blue hosted.
Oh!
She presented an award at the Grifties, I think.
Oh, so it wasn't actually Tim that brought it up. It was Hotep Jesus that brought it up. He was like, yeah, Eliza Blue, because, brought up Jeremy. Jeremy got banned over the whole Eliza Blue thing. And I mean, the whole entire time, Tim's just specifically talking about the Jeremy interview thing and, making sure that everybody's aware that, Jeremy fucked up. It's not Cassandra's fault. Stop getting all up her ass about everything or whatever. She's got a monkey to take care of, okay?
The first.
I'm not making it up about that
okay,
monkey
right.
shit.
Yeah, she might win
She
one.
really does have a monkey.
Oh,
She's ranking up. I mean, people are spamming the chat and the super chat talking
Are they?
about her. So.
The
Yeah,
chat
good
is
drama.
full of
Yeah.
Brittany Venti remarks about
Oh,
her
really?
body.
Thanks,
Oh.
guys.
Milk teams or something?
Talking about the quartering.
She's too young
Pop
for
culture
me,
got a
but I
super
can
chat
still
about
look.
whatever's happening, and all of us looked at each other like we don't know what's going on. We're not the
I don't
people
believe
to
that.
The
ask.
chat is thirsty
I'm a pig.
for information about
No,
that.
no,
they
team.
want. They want.
Here's a
They don't want talking.
here's a
The
good one.
chat's
Well,
thirsty.
though.
H says Caitlin Bennett is back on YouTube today after taking a year off to.
okay.
I hope
good.
Tim Pool does cover it.
Do you see that? Tim Pool finally. Yeah. Tim Pool finally said something. He tried. He did as much as he's gonna give us. And you know what? Hotep Jesus gets respect for bringing that shit up because he's one of the people that put her on. Except for if you watch his interview the entire time, he's like, the entire time he just looks like he's just fucking like, no, dude. Heck your signal. I saw it pop up, but I'm in the middle of a show. What do you want me to do? And plus, I put my phone on mute. Whatever, but I see it right there. It says Sir Gene. Sir Gene Podcast. Oh, it's just podcast.sirgene.com. I can pull that up real quick. Yeah. Podcast.sirgene.com. There you go. Yeah, podcasting 2.0 certified. You should go definitely check that out if you guys like podcasts. We did a little bit of talk before I had to go do some work. And yeah, this guy's pretty cool. He does a pretty good podcast. And he knows the guy that actually started, podcasting. His name's Adam. You might not know who he is or whatever, but this dude does. I'm not sure. I think this actually might be. Is this actually you and Adam? Wait, hold up.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, it's a different Adam. Well, you could listen to that Adam on here. I just saw it on there and I figured. So yeah, definitely go make sure you check it out. You could say Sir Gene speaks some dude named Defango. Definitely go check that out. Definitely go check it out. So, now where was I? Oh, yes. You guys, we fucking got him. We fucking got him. We got him, Temple. We fucking got him. Congratulations. You guys did good. You did good. That's about as much as we're going to get out of him, I think. But you just got to give mad props to, like, the quartering, to Brittany Venti, to Hotep Jesus, whoever the dude that was sitting in Ian Crossland's seat. Like, God, that's the most uncomfortable that we've probably seen Tim in a very, very long time, and he was in his own house. That's a win in my fucking book. That's just a straight win. Straight win. And it's all because Hotep brought it up. It's all because Hotep Jesus brought it up. And you know why Hotep Jesus brought it up? Well, I'll show you. I'll fucking show you. So Hotep Jesus has the Grifties. It's like an award show where, you know, you're supposed to be able to nominate people. And, well, the reason that Hotep Jesus brought up Eliza Blue is because, well, technically she's actually the person that won the Grifties. If you look at the website here, she's number one. And last week, she wasn't even an option. Oh, yeah. That's 100%. Some mad lad named Daniel Hurry nominated her. Actually, also another person later on named Andrew Hadid nominated her. But, yeah. Yeah. That's why Hotep Jesus brought her up, is because in the first time in history, somebody went from nothing to number one faster than pretty much anybody's ever done before. And I mean, we were all expecting Hotep Jesus to put it out there, but you know what? I mean, I'm going to give him enough he gets enough props for actually, you know, like bringing it up on his show right there. He probably got shit on or got yelled at for doing that or whatever. But like, oh shit, dude. But in reality, you know, the Grifties is kind of, you know, set up. They have, it's like a whole thing that they put together. And yeah, Eliza Blue most definitely won the popular vote for the Grifties, but they ended up giving it to that motherfucker Alex Stein.
We have the MVP Grifter tonight, the Grifter of the Year.
Grifter of the Year.
And presenting, we have the incredibly witty and smart host of War Room on Infowars.com and Band Video, Owen Schroer.
Owen Schroer.
The grift can be found everywhere. It can be found in national level politics, down to petty family drama. Everyone uses a little of the grift, whether you're telling white lies or out there hustling to turn a profit. And just like the Force, there is a dark side and a light side to the grift. But the real grifters are unashamed and undefeated, taking full advantage of their 15 minutes of fame and turning it into a lifetime career and a note in the history books. These are the champion grifters. Tonight, we recognize them. We'd like to thank all the nominees for their contribution to the cause, but today, only one person will walk away with the coveted title. And the nominees for Grifter of the Year are Vladimir Zelensky.
Amid the ongoing war in Ukraine, the couple posed for a photo shoot for the magazine.
I'm surprised
with a cover
he
story
didn't win.
focusing on President
Actually,
Zelensky's wife and her role in the conflict with Russia, while also sharing her hopes for the future.
Bro, I'm not gonna play this whole 8 minutes of this shit. I just want to get to Alex Stein winning. Fucking Twitter. Fucking Twitter. Rigged. We got that. We got Eliza to win, and then
we have the
We probably totally screwed up Hotep's whole entire thing for this whole entire thing. Like, we really did. We really did. Everybody did this. This was the internet coming forward. Defango is the boat that creates the waves that the grifters ride on. Yeah, okay. See, this is pissing me off now. The video is not playing, so you know what? Whatever fucking Twitter. Whatever fucking Twitter. I don't even give a fuck anymore, you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. So, since we're, already on the Eliza Blue track, somebody sent me this video, and it is both shocking and shocking. It's actually Chrissy Mayer. She DM'd it to me or whatever. It's nice having somebody like Chrissy Mayer like sliding in the DM, sending me little deets and shit like that. Like, you see this? I'm like, I actually had not seen this. I have not seen this.
Out and said,
which means you probably haven't either.
Of human trafficking before it was a pop culture topic. So I appreciate you laying that groundwork for me and all the folks that worked in the movement to lay that groundwork, so to be there when survivors like myself reach out.
I wanted to say something first that you said that I'm a survivor of human trafficking. I did say that, but not till later. What I first said was, I'm an ex-prostitute and I had a pimp, and everyone's like, and it's your fault. Because we didn't happen.
But Annie, we didn't have the language to put to it. We didn't have the language to put to it back then. I mean, this wasn't, this wasn't a conversation the way that it is now.
I'm an ex-prostitute.
We did not have the language to put to it then. And I feel like what you said was perfect at the time for what it was. And to be brutally honest, depending on the folks that I'm talking to, I will navigate and say pimp, trafficker.
Will navigate and say pimp, trafficker.
It just depends.
Navigate and say pimp, trafficker.
After I turned 18, and after things happen after that, I can honestly say I do play a role in what's going on around me.
And also, survival sex is not considered human trafficking.
What's survival sex?
Survival sex is that gray area between, let's talk about something funner after this. This is not my most fun.
Hold on.
You know what I mean? Let's kick it up a notch. No, we can talk about survival sex. I don't care about that. Listen, this is like water off a duck's back. I'm just tired of it, man. It's been a long week. We had an election this week.
Look at the cooking ass fucking smell on him.
So survival sex would be if you need something like housing, drugs, medicine, food. You're selling sex to survive, but you don't necessarily have a pimp or a trafficker. Survival sex is not considered human trafficking.
And there were moments where I could have chosen to handle things differently and I didn't. So although bad things happen to me, I am also capable of doing really horrible things.
Yeah, I think you said it just right.
Well, now. It's what I've been trying to say for a really long time. Although it's very hard to say it. If you're the person that's actually doing trafficking and trafficking yourself, can you honestly be sex trafficked? If you're willingly being a toot, is that trafficking? When I go deliver food to the girls that work over at any number of the cat houses near where I live, like the Bunny Ranch, the Sagebrush Ranch, add whatever else you want to add in there, because there's a bunch of them. Are those ladies being trafficked, or are they just doing a job that they get paid for that's legal? It's legal here. It's legal here. And thanks Raping Your Mind for the follow. Stupid fucking name, but thanks. Yeah. So if we go back and start looking at the history of this particular individual, what I've been trying to say is that, this victimhood mentality that people are aware of may not exactly be the thing that most of us thought it was in the first place. Like, some people can see this as being something that they can change themselves into, and it's a lot of creative licensing and how they view their own personal situation. And isn't it interesting that this person considers themselves to be a vulnerable individual, but, you know, like, who are they actually being harmed by? Were they being harmed by someone else, or were they actually just being harmed by themselves? Still doesn't make it any less wrong or right, but, you know, my perspective on the whole entire joint was pretty clear from the very, very get-go that I was like, yeah, you know, if you're being a prostitute, like, it doesn't really seem like you could be trafficked if you don't have a pimp and, you know, nobody's forcing you to do any of that stuff. And you said it yourself, that you could have at any time chosen to do something else to get your money, but that's what you wanted to do. That sounds like a cognitive choice to me. Yeah, anybody could go work over at McDonald's, as somebody says over there in the chat, if they really, really want to, but some people are just way too good for that shit. And it kind of puts you into perspective when you go say, hey, did you know that the woman that Eliza got to validate her sex trafficking story got sued for $50,000 by her own parents and brother for lying and saying that she was sex trafficked 3 children? Yeah. Annie Donewald, I was there. She's legit. We helped her. God gave her a voice and to be a major threat to darkness. Now people question her validity. Nope. We were there. Her story is real. We love you, Eliza Blue. Keep shouting from the rooftops. You're making a difference. Your haters are proof. Donewald versus Donwald. Background facts. Defendant Ann Donwald is the president, CEO, and founder of Defendant Eve's Angels, a nonprofit entity dedicated to combating sex trafficking. Plaintiffs are Anna's parents and one of Anna's brothers. According to the complaint, Anna and her children resided with their parents, and her brother and the family lived next door and moved out after her parents confronted her about the treatment of her daughter. Following her departure, Ann made Eve's Angels made allegations to the police in public presentations on social media that the plaintiffs had sexually abused her minor son, and her brother's minor son, and another grandchild. She also accused the plaintiffs of involvement in sex trafficking or money laundering schemes. Criminal investigations ensued, resulting in no charges. Ann's daughter eventually informed plaintiffs that Ann instructed her to confirm Ann's accusations for the purpose of extracting a payoff from her parents. Plaintiffs sued defendants for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Plaintiffs were unable to effectuate personal service, so they were granted alternative service by publication. Defendant never responded, and on February 19th of 2019, the trial court entered an order of default judgment in the favor of the plaintiffs in the amount of $33,000 plus another $10,000 in attorney's fees. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. Oh, I see now. That's really, really strange. So you're talking to me that the other girl that she was talking to in that one video that we just watched might have actually just been the same kind of situation that we were seeing before? Yeah. Very interesting.
When the COVID-19 lockdowns happened, I saw
this is from 2020.
Happen, with human trafficking. I knew it was going to spike. Mm-hmm. It was intuition, but it's also just when you know the crime in the way that I do so personally and as intimately, I knew what was going to happen. And I saw all the pitfalls of these lockdowns as far as human trafficking is concerned. So I started reaching out to journalists in a very aggressive way, asking them, please report on this issue and please put out the human trafficking hotline so when folks get into a bind, they can call. Yeah. And Amanda from the Daily Wire said, I'll do it. She's the only one that said yes, by the way, which is
Amanda
scary.
From the Daily Wire. Shout out to Amanda.
Yeah. folks in the
Shout
group. I
out
was reaching
to
out
Amanda
everyone.
from the
This
Daily
is not
Wire.
rare for me, especially
Amanda Presto.
If there's something that I want.
Could that
heard,
be
but
Amanda
up
Jean
until
too?
That point, I had never included my name or my picture. She said, "I think that the piece will get more traction if we add your name and picture. Are you willing to do this?" I was underground for so long, just being an advocate. I wasn't public, so for a handful of reasons. But I was terrified to go public. I never wanted to be public survivor. Never. Like it was like the exact opposite of what I wanted. It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing to talk about. This is like the worst parts of my life. Like talking about it just out in the open. This is like terrifying. Part of me is selfish because I'm still single, so I don't want like every guy in the world to know that this is my past.
Yeah.
I'm transparent if I'm in a relationship, but I just don't want that to be like the way
Later on.
to know me. Okay. It's embarrassing. And also the safety issue as well. I also didn't feel articulate enough to speak publicly. So when she said that, I paused, I really thought, and I played the movie forward, and I was just like, whatever, I don't care. I need this information out. And that changed the trajectory of my life forever. So that was in April.
Kind of like people are starting to really, really hone in on the exact points of the story that are really, really relevant. See, I don't even got to do anything anymore, man. People are going to find the story. People are going to go look into it. People are going to figure that out. And then, what do you mean they're Atlas? Wait, so the Daily Wire made Eliza and Jeremy the Quartering, told Daily Wire to fuck off. Wait, the Daily Wire made Eliza and Jeremy told the Daily Wire to fuck off. He lost Twitter and Ben is Elon's lawyer. It all makes sense now. I guess. Ben who? Ben Shapiro? Is that who you're talking about? That San Francisco secret?
Yeah, I mean, seems suspicious is what I started
cool.
saying.
It is Shapiro.
Because the longer I'm involved in serving survivors of human trafficking, the more kind of comical it is that folks continue to turn a blind eye. At this point, nothing seems suspicious. It's all out in the open.
Shout out to Bluey John.
And the house of cards are coming down. So when you see me say seems suspicious, I'm sort of poking fun because it's not suspicious. It's very obvious. Human trafficking is an international, global human rights violation. And when we stop turning our back and start opening our eyes, we can serve as many survivors of human trafficking as possible. But between now and then, anybody that acts like it's not a problem seems suspicious.
Yeah. Seems real fucking suspicious. Just like a 550-acre farm called Humanity House. After pivoting from the Forward House after only 5 months. I think that the more I start looking into this stuff, the more that I see these people coming together to find all these interesting little bits and pieces about her struggle, it all of a sudden gets more terrifying the more that you start reading into it, because it's not like we all just thought, right? And then there was even Bluey on again that said, hey, she made quite the impression on her as well. Love you XO. Would make any 17-year-old boy's day. They met a woman like this. Do you know why her Instagram account? Yeah. Tonight, I'm going to dedicate this night to a lovely young lady, Miss Eliza Seep, who I met at Whitney Young High School. Yeah. Grooming? Anyone? Get them while they're young, I guess. Yeah. Although, we were looking into that stuff, and it kind of seems like I got blocked from even looking into it anymore, because the guy didn't seem like he really wanted to answer any types of questions involving anything to do with that particular persuasion. Yeah. Ooh. And then...
Sorry, Harold.
I guess the funniest thing that somebody found today was that, you know how Eliza was saying that they were saying that she was going to be on American Idol and she was going to be one of those ones to watch. Well, somebody actually finally located the American Idol episode that she appears in, American Idol Season 9, Episode 3, Chicago. And here you go.
It's early afternoon, and so far there's been little reason
There
to
she is right there.
This is the longest
Did you miss her?
ever.
Oh, there she is right there again.
Without any golden tickets.
There she is. Wait,
You guys all
I saw her
feel
right there. There she is. There she is.
Well, she'll have to impress the judges first.
And that's pretty much
Something
it.
It's been difficult to do since
That's all we got.
Chicago.
Baby, I'll try to love again, but I know.
It's like Shania's song.
Wow.
That don't impress me much.
That don't impress me much. She got the brains, but have you got the touch? Now don't get me wrong. Yeah, I think you're all right. But that don't keep me warm in the middle of the night. That don't impress me much. Yeah, that's it. Basically, she's only in it for seconds of time. We don't even really get to hear her audition or anything. That's just basically it. That's it. I know you guys were expecting a whole lot more out of that, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And honestly, I don't really care if it's not your jam. They're Angela A's Pavlov's corn dog. I don't care. Shania Twain is the shit. Yeah. That don't impress me much. How can you not like Shania Twain? Seriously. But yeah, we got it. Just for completeness, we got that one. And then probably one of my proudest moments in recent history is finally getting that shout out from Senpai, big boy, Mr. Motherfucking the Quartering with his 1.46 million subscribers or whatever, throwing my fucking shit up on his shit and reading it out. Great, man. He really did. He was trying to cut. He went past it really quick too. Here, I'll just play it.
It's down another 500.
Look,
what's concerning to me is the amount of censorship is increasing greatly.
Or the
Now
Leo
people are
thing
getting banned and blocked for sharing new live links that may include information that reveals that Eliza Blue does not want out there. You can see this now. Manuel Defango says, "Lol, bro, what? I just got locked out for sharing my appearance on Hard Lens Media with Fair and Balanced. The other was for a Chrissy Mayer video of my appearance on the show. I deleted the tweets because I'm not Jeremy from the Quartering, but this is nuts. I guess we were on the radar now." So now it's not even pictures, publicly available pictures, which are being used to ban, but it's just linking to videos of people talking about it.
Thank you. I don't know why every white guy says my name like that. Manuel, because they don't want to be thinking it's Manuel. They're just like, but what you say it like a white guy. I know. Because I'm basically a white guy. Nobody lets me be Mexican with the name like Manuel Chavez. They're like, you're Mexican? I'm like, my name is Manuel Chavez. They're like, you're white, bro. You're so white. It's Manuel. Easier to say, easier to do. But I figured, wow, thanks a lot, Jeremy from the Quartering. That's definitely going to help. In what? I don't know, but it's going to help on something. I mean, I guess it did kind of help. I guess I need to make that a short. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, that's a great idea. I should make that a short. Didn't even think of that. So I figured I'll put that up as a short then. Okay, we can do that. Just got to figure out how to do that. Guess I could just like download it with the clip thing. Maybe put it on the iPad and use Luma Live. Ooh. Yeah, so I feel like this thing's pretty much taken off as far as I'm going to be able to make it go, because there's so many people out there that are now putting together links and stuff. All these other folks are doing videos and things, so I guess I could just be excited that this thing's finally getting somewhere. And everybody's getting recognition. It's pretty cool, actually. It's pretty cool seeing a community coming together to, like, take down grifters and stuff. It gives me back faith in humanity just a little bit, just a taste, just a little bit. Yeah. And it got me thinking that I needed to start doing another thread. Yeah, another thread. So we did. This time we're doing it on Mario Narfall, or Mario Nefarious. I'm going to work on that. But yeah, the cheap Twitter Spaces host, cryptocurrency expert who's wowed the world with his team of investigators, bringing the Web3, yeah, all that shit. Well, we decided to do one on him, although there's really not too much of it coming from me, but I'm going to go ahead and just drop it in the chat for some people, so if you guys want to like check it out or whatever, take a look ski at it, do whatever. It's like the Lord of the fucking Rings, okay? There's a lot of videos for you to watch. There's a lot of backstory and shit that you just need to go watch. I'm not going to sit here and watch 7 hours worth of videos. It's not 7 hours, but it's going to feel like that afterwards. And your brain is going to melt a little bit because you're going to be like, what the fuck? This is real. And it's not exactly going to hit you the same way that the Eliza Blue situation hits you, but I definitely recommend that you go through it because it really does give you a great taste and understanding of who this dude is, because other YouTubers have done a great job talking about this. Namely, one of them is called Upper Echelon. He's really been going to bat with this guy pretty heavily. And there's been another Twitter account that goes by the name of Hashbastards NFT that has also contributed heavily to the just insane expose on a guy that was literally selling verified Twitter accounts on old Twitter, ranting so many goddamn crypto pump and dump scams that your eyes are just going to roll back into the back of your head. And if you thought that that was just the one guy doing it, there was another fool that did videos on him too, actually, and his name is CoffeeZilla. You guys ever heard of CoffeeZilla before? Well, CoffeeZilla also did a bunch of videos talking about Mr. Mario Narfall and his involvement in another cryptocurrency scam called BitClout that kind of went belly up, but then they still try to say that it was, oh yeah, it's still good, everything's fine, but it's just kind of crazy. So, you know, I recommend people go through, get all up on the up and up on what's all out there. And then tomorrow we'll probably come back and actually start talking about this for realsies, because it's just super deep. And I mean, this is a guy that literally got invited to the World Economic Forum to talk about like cryptocurrency and shit. So he's one of them.
Just woke up, have
he's one of them.
couple of meetings, then have the Web3 panel, and then I leave back home finally. But this is, I want to show you the view. Check out the beauty of the city.
Oh yeah, this is what my fucking place looks like, bitch.
So while it's freezing and I hate the cold, and while I hate traveling, you can't lie.
That's right, Mr. Dragon Smoke.
It's a beautiful, beautiful
city. It is good to know.
Beautiful city. And I haven't seen the snow. Look, even though I've been traveling for years, I haven't seen the snow. I usually run away from.
Yeah, you run away from the snow, but it must be really nice when you're in like the back of a fucking Maybach going to that good shit. So please go review the thread, get yourselves on point and on par so we can kind of go through this a little bit better, because I have stuff to fill in right now. I've only put in the stuff that's already out there, and I've asked individuals associated if they know anything about something that I investigated back in like 2018, 2019 days called Crypto Celebrities, which for some reason was a hell of a lot like how BitClout worked and kind of fits into Mario's backstory in a little bit because he talks about a big issue happening in his life with the crypto scam around that time. And it's just super strange that he would have gotten all wrapped up into this BitClout thing, which is very, very similar to it. So, forthcoming show, maybe a little bit of spoilers in there, but we got some stuff that nobody's found or whatever. I'm just sandbagging like I usually do because, you know, you don't put it all out on the table the first time. You know, just because you got 10 inches doesn't mean you give them all at once. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to work it in there. And that's what we're doing with this one, just like we did with the last one, because if you just put it all out there on the table at once, then, you know, like everybody is just going to see it and they get done with it. You kind of got to drip feed the shit out there. That's kind of what we did with the Eliza thing is that, you know, we had all of it. We just only put out the stuff that we thought was going to get everybody's attention and wanting them to search for more. And then we let them search for more because we already know it's out there. And then when they find it, you know, you promote them for finding it, right? That's the way it goes. Just like how QAnon worked. Except for it's not QAnon. It's actually something important. See, we can use our skills for good too, guys. We can use our skills for good too. So, if you work the drip feed system the right way, good things will happen. It's just that, you know, you got to eventually realize that anybody can do it. You just have to be consistent. And remember, I have had thousands of failures before I had some successes. And even more so, we're not even close to where we used to be. But that's okay. We'll get there eventually. It ain't a race, mother sucker. But we will finish. And I guess that's pretty much it. Let me go get the dog real quick for all the weirdos in the chat. Here. People don't want to see you. The people don't want to see you. They want to see the lunchy. Yeah, she's been being lazy, hanging out over on the bed. What's going on, sweet baby? Sweet baby lunchies, are you okay? You want some more fried rice? You a little hungry? The show's over. Yeah. You upset? Yeah, Daddy, I'm upset. But yeah, Lunchy's here. She's live. She's doing just fine. She's been kind of lazy lately. She's pissed off at me because I haven't been getting her cheeseburgers because I'm broke. But that's okay. So now you can see the dog is still alive. No worries. She hasn't had puppies yet. When she does, we'll tell you. I guess that's it, though. So I'm done. Bye-bye now. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, follow, do whatever, donate, whatever you want. Don't really care. Kind of do care, but not that much. Be good out there, though. It's time for us to skedaddle, though. Hope y'all are good. Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye.
Whatever we do, change comes. Coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion and in a way in
It's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.